Woke up on this beautiful Friday morning, walked downstairs, grabbed my hashtag Rise and Grind planner, and I opened that sucker up. And right there at the top of the Rise and Grind planner, every single day, there's always a quote that is submitted by an actual Rise and Grind member. And so I popped it open, and the quote today was submitted by the one and only Janelle Griego. That's right. I say that way because Janelle Griego has been an impactful part of hashtag Rise and Grind since the very beginning. And so as soon as I saw her name, I was excited to read her quote. And her quote said this, and I want to share it with you. Her quote said, "Don't borrow trouble. We will cross that bridge when we get to it." Don't borrow trouble. We will cross that bridge when we get to it. So I read that and I was like, wait a minute, I got to read this a couple times. I got to make sure I have a full understanding of what Janelle is trying to say here. And I got it. It took me a second, but I got it. Don't borrow trouble. We will cross that bridge when we get to it. Too often in life, we spend time worrying about what might happen, what could happen. We borrow trouble. We trouble ourselves now for the things that potentially in the future could happen, but a lot of times never do. And so what the quote is saying, don't borrow trouble. When the trouble arises, if the thing happens, if the bottom falls out, if the problem occurs, worry about it then. Don't waste any time worrying about it now. So I love that quote, Janelle Griego. Thank you for sharing that with us this morning. This, I believe, applies when it comes to money, entrepreneurship, building our businesses. And that's what we're talking about this week is money. And so I'm going to apply that to that too, right? When it comes to your new idea, your new business, that thing you want to do, don't borrow trouble. Don't worry about all the things that could go wrong. Just think about what could happen if things go right. Let's dive in. Good morning, good morning, good morning. How are you, my friend? How are you, my friend? You see, there's no excuse for you not pushing yourself to the next level. In order for you to create a new you must have a new mindset. When teams come together, we can create things that are greater than the sum of all of their parts. Good morning and welcome to hashtag Rise and Grind. I am your host, Glenn Lundy. I am a husband to one, a father to 8, and the creator of what is going to be the #1 most watched morning show in the world. It is 5:30 a.m. and I hope that you are ready to rise and grind. Good morning, good morning, good morning. How are you, my friend? How are you, my friend? Dude, today is Friday. That's right. It's Friday, June 25th, 2021. And what's crazy is today is the very first and the very last time it will ever be Friday, June 25th, 2021. So I want to make sure we make the absolute most, John Paul, you're cracking me up, the absolute most of this absolutely incredible day. That's it, dude. Can you believe it? Like June, like another month is right at the end. It's so crazy to me. Time is flying. Another month has come and gone. June 25th. Dude, the 4th of July is next weekend. In case you didn't know. How crazy is that? The 4th of July is next weekend. I'm talking summer is in full swing. We're stinking excited over at the Lundy house. We throw a big annual 4th of July party with music and fireworks and food and hundreds of people and fun and all of those things. So if you're in the Kentucky area, let me know. We'd be glad to have you over to the Lundy house for our 4th of July festivities. But one thing that I love about the summer is there are lightning bugs everywhere. Like out where we live, we've got 10 acres of land and there are lightning bugs all over the place. Last night, the fields were lit up. It was absolutely beautiful. And when I say there were, I mean, tens of thousands of fireflies or lightning bugs. Wait, is it fireflies or is it lightning bugs? Which one is it? That's what I want to know. Here, drop it in the chat right now. Those of you that are watching on Facebook or checking out the replay, I'd love to hear. What do you call it? Do you call them fireflies or do you call them lightning bugs? Which one? Which one is it? Right? Which one do you call them? And while you answer that, I remember the very first time I ever saw a firefly. I was in Lexington, Kentucky. I'd never seen them in Flagstaff. And I remember walking. I was going to play this poker game. I was walking down the street carrying a 12-pack of beer. And all of a sudden I look over and things start lighting up in the sky. And I freaked out, man. I was like, what is that? I thought I was like having tracers or flashbacks to my old days, man. It was crazy. So I'm looking here. So Tammy says, wait, Tammy, everybody, Vicky Everett says lightning bugs. Karen says fireflies. Tammy says lightning bugs. Michael Huey says lightning bugs. Lachelle, lightning bugs. Helena says fireflies. Nathaniel says lightning bugs. We've got lightning bugs. Lots of votes for lightning bugs. Tosh Queen says fireflies. Soul Salcedo says fireflies. A couple more lightning bugs. Man, you know what's so interesting is you're both right? We're talking about the same thing. And so it's really crazy to me how the same thing can have different names depending on where you grew up, right? Studies have shown if you grew up on the west side of the country, you most likely call it a firefly. If you grew up on the east side of the Mississippi River, you most likely call it a lightning bug, right? But it's the same thing. It's got different names depending on where you grew up. Like, for example, how about this one right here? This is I call this a roly-poly. What do you call this? Where I was raised, this was a roly-poly. You know, the little bug, like you touch it and it rolls into a ball. That makes sense to me why it would be called a roly-poly. That's what I call it. But I know some people call this thing a pill bug, right? Some people call it a pill bug. Some people call, look, right there in the comments, somebody, there it is. People are putting pill bug, a potato bug. I know some people call it a potato bug. So I've seen that, right? So it's the same thing. It's a roly-poly to some. It's a pill bug to others. It's a potato bug to others. And it really depends on your environment and where you grew up, right? How about this right here? These are, Coca-Cola products, Sprite products, Pepsi products, Fanta. What do you call that? Because I would call this, normally me, I'm weird. Like I would call it Sprite, go get me a Sprite. That's what I would say. But my wife will say, go get me a Coke, even though she doesn't mean Coke. She might mean like that she wants a Dr. Pepper, or she might mean that she just means like soda. I don't know. Do you call it soda? Do you call it pop? Do you call it Coke? What do you call it? Like it's the same, but we have all these different names for this stuff, right? Right now in the chat, Mary says it's soda. Debbie says it's pop, right? Kimberly says soda, and Judy says pop, and right? It's different, right? Depending on your experience. I think it's so funny. What about this one right here? What about this one? This is I call this a daddy long leg. That's what I call this. I call this a daddy long leg. It's that spider. It's got the tiny little body and the super long legs. I call it a daddy long leg, but apparently other people call this thing different things. Like some people call it a granddaddy long leg. So what about you? Is it a daddy long leg? or is it a granddaddy long leg? Apparently, if you grew up in the South, you call it a granddaddy long leg, not just a daddy long leg. See, Tammy K says it's a granddaddy. Helena says granddaddy, right? Cheryl says daddy long leg. Janelle says daddy long leg. So same thing, right? Same thing. Vicky says granddaddy, and she's from the South for sure. That's for sure, right? She'd be twang. She's got that twang going on. So it's interesting, you know, a lollipop. Some people call it a lollipop. Some people call it a sucker. Some people call it a shopping cart. Other people call it a buggy. It's all the same stuff with different names depending on where you grew up and ultimately what somebody else told you. Do you understand that? The things that you were taught to believe by those that you loved and trusted ultimately affect your perspective on every aspect of your life, including money. Someone at some point in your life told you, either through words or through actions, everything you believe to be true about money, finances, opportunities, and what's possible for you. Every bit of it. Your current financial situation is a reflection of those beliefs. I hope you understand that. Your current, I'm going to say that one more time for those in the back. Your current financial situation is a reflection of those beliefs. Now, you see, I say those. I'm pointing for those that can't see me on camera, those beliefs, because they were their beliefs that were passed down to you. It's not your belief. You can't claim it. You didn't create it. Unless you're like some in the top 5% that have decided to go study, read, learn, and create their own belief systems around their finances. But 95% of you are living off of someone else's belief system about money. And that is determining your current financial situation. So today, what I'm going to do for you today is we're going to go super fast. Hope you're ready to take notes. I'm going to give you 9 myths about money, 9 things that you may believe that are keeping you from reaching your highest levels of financial success. That's what we're going to do today. All right. But before we do, there we go. Let's go. All right. Before we do, we got to get some dancing on. All right. This is the part of the show we get that body moving. We got to get that body moving. An object in motion tends to stay in motion, right? An object at rest tends to stay at rest. So I need to get you in motion right now. You got to get rocking and rolling. All right, let's go. Hey, let's go. Come on, baby. I can feel it. Now, this is also the part of the show where you're going to say good morning to me and I want to say good morning to you. Whether you're watching live, you're watching on a replay, maybe you're listening on Clubhouse, however you want. Connect with me. Say good morning. I'll say good morning back. What's up, Ray Hatcher? How you doing, Sean Weatherby? Angela Venters Heath, great to see you. What's up, D. Crawford? How you doing, Brad Smith and Samantha Crusson? Marilyn Wilkins in the house. What's up, Renee Knorr? Great to see you, as usual. I love seeing Renee. What's up, Sean Weatherby? How you doing, Megan DiMartino? We've got Deidre, Molly Garland up in here. What's up, Michael Huey? Tristan Smith is in the house. Tom Popelka. Eileen Mitnick is up in here. Wes Storn. Mark Ellis. Yo, yo. Great to see you, sir. What's up, John Coltonborn? We've got Beverly in the house. Beverly Richardson. What's up, Nathaniel Banks? How you doing, Jim Tursky and Melvin Rodriguez? Sean Woodward's up in here and Stephanie Wilson. We got all kinds of folks, including the Janelle Griego. Thanks for the quote this morning. What's up, Kelly Mendez and Michelle Jeske? Rick Green is up in here. Of course, we've got Alpha 6 is in the house. We've got Liza Myers Bortis up in here this morning and Scott Simons. We got Dr. Janie Vernita's up in here. Dr. Sean Shapiro. Caleb Seraphin just joined us. Great to see you, Caleb. What's up, Mallory and Solana Rich? Proud of you from yesterday. The one and only Brielle Ritchie. Lundy. We got Justin up in here. We got Mel is in the building. The fabulous Mel Seal Jones. Molly Dare is up in here. We've got Sparky George in the house. What's up, Tammy and Coco and Scott and Debbie? All kinds of folks over here on Clubhouse this morning. Hey, check it out. I hope you enjoy being with me virtually because we always have a good time. But I would love for you to join me in real life, IRL, July 29th and 30th. Please come join me in New York City. We're going to be celebrating. We're breaking free. Freedom! We're going to be celebrating. It's going to be an incredible, incredible event. The digital marketing event of the year. We're also going to be having a huge party at Amelia Antonetti's house. So grateful for that and all kinds of other festivities around this particular event. So come join me, New York City, July 29th and 30th. It's going to be absolutely spectacular. So let's dive in. We're talking about money, 9 myths that you need to let go of. I'm going to hit them to you fast. This won't be a cliffhanger. This won't be a two-parter. Let's rock and roll. Somebody said you can't hear me on Clubhouse? That's got to be your phone, dude. All right, let's go. All right, check it out. I told you we got to go. We're going to go quick. All right, 9 myths. 9 money myths that you must let go of if you want to break free, hit those high new levels of financial freedom for you. So I'm going to go right out the gate. First, I want you to understand that this week here on #RiseAndGrind, if you want to go back to the previous videos, we broke down the history of money, where it comes from, why it exists. We broke down the mindset behind money. We broke down ways that you can make more money. I gave you 10 ways you can make more money today by understanding that people buy when value exceeds price and then going out and doing things that are a little outside of the box to make some money today. And I want to start today's off. There's a dude named Warren Buffett. If you've never heard of him, you need to look him up. You need to follow him. You need to understand what he's talking about and what he's doing. He's making moves right now. And here's 5 tips from Warren Buffett. Warren Buffett says, when it comes to earning, never depend on single income. Make investment to create a second source. When it comes to spending, Warren Buffett says, if you buy things you do not need, soon you will have to sell things you do need. That's strong. Make sure you note that. Number 3, on savings, Warren Buffett says, do not save what is left after spending, but spend what is left after saving. All right, beautiful. On investments, Warren Buffett says, do not put all eggs in one basket. All right, do not put all your eggs in one basket, multiple streams. And on expectations, Warren Buffett says, honesty is a very expensive gift. Do not expect it from cheap people. All right. I want to start you off with those right there because that is sound advice. Now, here's what's not sound advice. I'm going to give you 9 money myths that you've been told to believe that simply are not true, and you're going to have to let them go. The first one is this. Money doesn't grow on trees. Raise your hand how many times you've ever heard this. Money doesn't grow on trees, right? Your parents used to tell you this. Somebody used to tell you that. You're like, can I buy some shoes? Can I buy a purse? Can I buy a t-shirt? Can I buy a ticket? Can I buy a fruit? Can I buy a food? Can I buy download a game? Can I buy whatever, right? And your parents are like, money doesn't grow on trees. Well, you know what? I shouldn't say that that's not true because actually they're right. Money does not grow on trees. Money is actually made up of 75% cotton and 25% linen. That's it. That's it. According to the Bureau of Engraving and Printing, paper currency is made up of 75% cotton and 25% linen. So your parents are right. It doesn't grow on trees, but it does grow on stalks. Cotton stalks where there are millions of acres of this stuff growing all around the country and other parts of the world, right? So listen, money doesn't grow on trees. Okay, I'm with that. However, it does grow everywhere. It is abundant. There is no shortage of money. It is a scarcity mindset that someone at some point told you. It is a scarcity mindset. They can always print more money. Look at what happened in the pandemic. All of a sudden, they're like, let's just dump trillions of dollars into the economy. And I was sitting here like, whoa, y'all was just sitting on trillions? You got homeless people all around this country? You got people starving all around this country? You got people impoverished all around this country? And y'all was just sitting on trillions? No, they wasn't sitting on trillions. They printed trillions. Because there is no shortage of money in the world. You can have as much as you want. And it doesn't hurt or affect anyone else. Period. It's like taking a bucket and going to the ocean. You could take out as many buckets as you want. That ocean ain't getting any smaller. It's the same thing when it comes to money. So eradicate that limiting mindset that there is a scarcity or there is a shortage, because there simply is not. All right. Number 2 myth that you need to debunk in your brain: a penny saved is a penny earned. Now, this was a quote my boy Benjamin Franklin said a long time ago. All right. Now, you guys all know Benjamin Franklin, right? Like one of our forefathers, inventor, genius, right? Benjamin Franklin. He said a penny saved is a penny earned. Now, I need you to understand something, that when Benjamin Franklin said a penny saved is a penny earned, a penny actually had some value. It actually had some value. And back then there wasn't as many things as far as like inflation and interest, investments, and so on and so forth. The taxes weren't what they are today. So I'm just here to tell you, saving your pennies is not going to lead you to financial freedom. It simply it just simply won't. Like, it is impossible to save your way to financial freedom. At some point, you're going to have to move your money. Your money has to move, has to be invested. You have to create energy around your money. Yesterday on Breakfast with Champions, we had the undercover billionaire Elaine Colati on the show, and she talked about this, how when you hoard, when you hold, when you have this scarcity mindset that there is a shortage, it is impossible for you to build and generate real wealth. Your money must be moving. It is fluid. It is flow. Money in, money out. So this whole idea of a penny saved is a penny earned, go ahead and throw that sucker out the window. Do you need to pay yourself first? Yes, 100%. You need to pay yourself first. I definitely agree with that. But sitting around counting and collecting pennies is never going to give you financial freedom. You must take some risk. You must get your money in motion. You must make some investments. It is a must to reach high levels of success. So get rid of this whole a penny saved is a penny earned thing. You're not going to save your way to financial freedom. Period, period, period. Number 3, money is the root of all evil. I'm sure you've heard that before. Money is the root of all evil. And actually, from what I've seen, and my guess from what you've experienced, is a lack of money is actually the root of all evil. When do you see people out there robbing people? When do you see people out there breaking and entering and stealing stuff? When do you see people doing all of these things? It's when they're broke, dude. When they can't pay, they can't feed their kids. They can't feed themselves. They can't reach higher levels of their frequencies. Like, people steal, rob, anger, murder, kill, stab, all of those things because they're broke. Being broke is the root of all evil. Now listen, where this came from is there's a verse in the Bible. The verse in the Bible says, this is 1 Timothy 6:10. The verse says, for the love of money is a root of all kinds of evils. So yes, worshiping money ain't going to get you where you want to go. Worshiping money can lead to greed and gluttony and all kinds of other deadly sins, lust, all of those things. Worshiping money is the root of many evils. That I can agree with 100%. Money is not. So what happened is some broke people came together and decided to take out certain words of the verse so that you would believe that money is the root of all evil, so that either they could hoard all the money or ultimately you would not exceed or surpass their level of financial understanding. That's number 3. Number 4, buying a home is better than renting a home. Buying a home is better than renting a home. Now listen, there is value in owning real estate, 100%, but it's not just across the board that buying a home is better than renting a home, especially if you're young. Renting a home can be way better. It offers you flexibility. If you get a job offer somewhere and you need to move 2 weeks later, you can move. You don't have to worry about selling your house. You don't have to worry about any of those things. It gives you when you're renting your home, you know it's going to be a fixed amount. Dollar-wise, you know exactly what that looks like. So you don't have additional expenses if things break or break down because the landlord takes care of those things. So there is value in renting in different seasons of your life. Also, my man Grant Cardone says what you need to do is rent the place you live in and own the place you rent, right? Owning a home and renting it out to make money is a better way. And sometimes you can rent places way cheaper than you can buy them. To buy a house, you got to take a bunch of investment or a bunch of cash. You got to put that money down. That depletes your cash flow. That's the cash that could be invested in different areas that you could be earning on versus dropping it into a house and having equity that you can't use to leverage for your future. So listen, this idea of owning is always better than renting, it's BS. It's not true. Look at your individual situation and figure out what moves you financially forward and make a decision from there. Don't just listen to what you were told. All right, number 6. I'm moving fast. All right, number 6. Cash is. Oh wait, I got the wrong. Did I skip one? Number 4. Oh, there we go. All right, number 5. Sorry about that. I did skip one. Number 5. You have to grind 100 hours a week to be financially successful. Listen, this has been perpetuated for a long time. I used to believe this. Elon Musk said, you just have to put in 80 to 100 hour weeks every week. This improves the odds of success. If other people are putting in 40-hour work weeks and you're putting in 100-hour work weeks, then even if you're doing the same thing, you know that you'll achieve in 4 months what it takes them a year to achieve. Yes, and you will get divorced and lose your family and have estranged kids that don't know what you look like, don't know what you sound like, that miss you like crazy. You'll never spend time doing anything that you're passionate about and that you love. You'll just work 100 hours a week and you'll make a bunch of money and then you'll die. No thanks. I'm not interested. Listen, work smarter, not harder. Technology has advanced at a rapid pace. Things that used to take a long time don't take as long. You don't have to work 100 hours a week to be financially successful. Work smarter, not harder. Number 6, I'm going fast. Cash is king. They always used to say cash is king. You should always spend your cash. You should always use cash. Never use a credit card. Never do any of those things. And I'm just here to tell you, cash is no longer king. Look, listen. Sometimes using credit cards, if you use them properly and pay them off every single month, you can earn rewards. You can earn free flights. You can earn travel packages. You can earn discounts on gas and all kinds of different things, right? Using credit to leverage yourself into a position versus using your cash can be a win-win, like all the way around, as far as the rewards, the opportunities, the doors that it opens, all of those things. Now you have to be smart. You don't want to pay interest on your credit, but you can leverage those credit cards more than cash. In the auto industry, you used to get a better deal if you were paying cash. Now a lot of times you can get a better deal if you finance it, and you can get a low APR. You can get an APR like a 0% APR, a 1% APR. Keep your cash, invest it, get a return at 6 to 8 to 9%. And borrow at 1 and 2 and 3%. Dude, I'm telling you, it's not as hard as we make it sound. It's just that we have these belief systems that were poured into us a long time ago. Cash isn't always king. You don't need to fear the tools and resources that you can use to make more money. Number 8, money won't make you happy. And I agree with this at a certain point. Once you have everything that you need, you have food, you have resources, you have running water, you have a toilet. Once you have all of those things, there's a certain level where more money is not going to make you any happier. That's for sure. However, if you have nothing, I promise money will make you happier. I promise. If you're homeless, I promise money will make you happier. Enough money to buy a home will make you happier. If you're hungry and you're starving, enough money to go eat will make you happier. I promise. Money will make you happier. Financial freedom is the target. Financial freedom, once you get there, more money might not increase your happiness level, but studies have shown, psychology has shown, the research is there, that if you go from zero to able to survive and like take care of yourself, you are mentally happier than you were when you were homeless, broke, impoverished, and on the side of the road. Just saying. Number 9, it takes money to make money, right? You guys have heard that. It takes money to make money. Listen, that's not true anymore. It is not true anymore. It does not take money to make money. You can use tools like WordPress to create a free website. You can use tools like PayPal to process funds. Like if somebody wants to buy a product from you, you can use PayPal for that. And you can use social media to advertise yourself all over the place, right? You can use social media to advertise yourself all over the place. So it does not take money to make money. That is an old myth. It doesn't matter anymore. It doesn't have to be that way. Did I skip one? I'm going so fast. Let me make sure, okay? All right, money doesn't grow on trees. That's number 1. Penny saved is a penny earned. That's number 2. Money is the root of all evil. That's number 3. You got to get rid of that. Buying a home is better than renting. That's number 4. You got to get rid of that. You have to grind 100 hours a week in order to be successful. That's number 5. You have to get rid of that. Cash is king is number 6. You have to get rid of that. Money won't make you happy. That's number 7. You have to get rid of that. And it takes money to make money. That's number 8. You have to get rid of that. And the very last one is that hourly jobs are better and more secure than commission. Somewhere along the way, somebody told you, just get a job, work for somebody else, 40 hours a week, get paid your hourly deal, and you'll have job security for the rest of your life. Just be loyal and just be true. And here's the reality of the facts, folks. When a company starts to go under or starts to run up against hardships, the first people to go are the ones on hourly. They are a hard cost. Commission positions where the more you work, the harder you work, the smarter you work, the more you can earn. Those are the more secure positions when it comes to big business. A company can look and say, well, I'm not paying that person anything unless they produce. Therefore, let's chop the heads of those that we pay no matter what, whether they're lazy, whether they sleep in, whether they fall asleep on their desk. Let's stop paying them and let's only pay our performers, because when they win, we win. So somewhere along the way, somebody told you that commission was a scary thing. And the truth is that most of the most successful people in the world all got there on commission structures. That's why I love the auto industry. That's why I love the car business. Commission's where it's at, my friends. So if you have an opportunity to take advantage of that, you should. Listen, sorry I ran a couple minutes over. I'm just trying to get all this money info into your brain because I want you to level up, man. We created this show, change the way you start your day. I want you to rise every day with intention and purpose. Evolve into the best version of yourself you can possibly be so we can go out and make an impact in the world, and we'll do it together. It's going to take some money to increase your ability to make an impact. The more money you got, the more that you can give. The more that you can give, the bigger impact that you can make. So go back, watch the previous episodes. If you need more episodes of Rise and Grind, you can go to glenlundy.com. But go back, watch the previous episodes, learn what you can about money, get your money right, get your money right, get your money right, get your money right. Because that's an important part of God's plan for you. His plan for you to be the absolute best version of yourself that you can possibly be. All right? All right, I'm going to get out of here. I'm going to go hang out over on Clubhouse. If you want to go hang out with me over there for a little bit, we're going to go hang out over on Clubhouse. Otherwise, I'll see you guys Monday morning at 5:30 a.m. for episode 900 of hashtag Rise and Grind. Have an incredible day.
Hashtag rise and grind. First thing on my mind, early in the morning time. Daily motivation. Good morning. On my feet before the sunrise. Stepped into my greatness, feeling